No, wait a minute, wait a minute. You got to dance in a minute. Come on, darling. Come on, let's breathe. I'm trying.
There we go. Can you hear it?
Oh, Rocky music. I'm the tiger.
Yes, because that's where we are. We're in the eye of the tiger right now.
Okay.
And we're trying to make sure in 2020, we're knocking it out, dog. There you go. Okay. That was great.
All right.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So welcome to Financial Fed Friday. I am your co-host, Darlene Jenkins, and my other co-host,
Dr. Rita B. Rowland.
Dr. Rita B. Rowland, and we have a very special guest who I will introduce now, but we'll get more into him. You'll get more information as we go on. Mr. Michael Malone of Marchios Accounting.
Hey. It's Mike Malone.
Yes.
Good
and
morning,
of course,
everybody.
yes, and Rita and I, your Financial Fed Friday team, we are here representing Affordable Benefit Solutions. And so for those of you that are just joining in, this is your first time watching the broadcast, thank you so much for joining us. This is a webinar that we do every first and third Friday of the month. We broadcast at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're also broadcasting live simultaneously on Facebook. So welcome everyone on Facebook. In this webinar, what we do is we pull back the curtains so that you can get an in-depth understanding of not only your federal benefits that you have, but we also provide some of the best retirement investment options, as well as pulling into some of the other financial information that you need to have in order to navigate this new financial reality. If you would like to join us live here on the broadcast and talk to us, you can register at www.ritabroland, that's ROLAND, events.com. You can also like us on Facebook. You can find us there at Your AB Solutions. And if you're watching us on YouTube, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You can find us on YouTube by looking for Financial Fed Friday. If you're looking at us on YouTube right now, go ahead and subscribe and give us a thumbs up. This Financial Fed Friday series, the reason we started it, our purpose is just to help you understand your benefits, your money, your spending habits, and that goes to your money personality. If you have not already taken that quiz, I would suggest after this broadcast, go to our website, and I'll put that up. Go to our website and look at the past broadcasts where we talked about the money quiz, because your money habits, your money personality really drives your money spending and your habits. And of course, your Financial Fed Friday team and Affordable Benefit Solutions, we are here to offer support and solutions that will enable you to reach your financial destination. Now, before we get into the heart of the matter of why you're joining us, I just want to say that the information that we're putting on here is going to use a generic approach. And why do we do that? Because without having individual knowledge of all of you that are joining us, and I know you're joining us from all over the country, as a matter of fact, check in right now. I know I forgot to say it earlier, but please check in and let us know where you are watching us from. So we don't have everyone's individual information, so we have to keep it very broad and generic. But I tell you what, if you contact us, we're going to have content on here that is going to speak directly to you. Reach out to your Financial Fed Friday team, Affordable Benefit Solutions, and we can customize anything that's on here for you. So please accept the information that we're going to be going over today as general in context and apply it where you feel it will best meet your needs. But guess what? Reach out to your Financial Fed Friday team, and we will be able to help craft whatever you need. So thank you for understanding that. And let's go ahead and get started. So this year's theme for Financial Fed Friday, Rita, was getting fiscally fit.
Oh, not fiscal, not physical, but fiscal.
We always have the physical. let's get physical, but we're talking about fiscal, our money.
Okay, money. Okay.
Yes, and we're going to be bringing up the money man to talk about our money. So I'm excited about that. But this year's theme is getting fiscally fit. And so we said, well, what does fiscal mean? So fiscal is of relating to taxation, public revenues, or public debt. Then the other meaning is of relating to financial matters. And that applies to all of us. That's what we're here talking about, getting our financial matters in order, because each and every one of us, we have our own economy that we must manage. Normally, when we hear fiscal, the end of the fiscal year, we're thinking about what? The government. But guess what? Each and every one of us, we make up the government with our own economy. So of relating to our financial matters. So to kick things off, we set up and we took upon ourselves a 30-day no spend challenge. And guess what, you all? Mission accomplished. We did it. Woo!
Yes, it's
Let
done.
me tell you. Could you survive a no spend month? Yes, we did it. Now we had some help, but we were already on track. You missed the last broadcast. Go back. We had some of our challengers on, just saying how they were doing, but I wanted to impart to you some of the lessons that were learned during this whole challenge. Number one, we learned that we spent too much money eating out. I have to own up to that one. That was me. I could not believe it. Also, everyone, I believe, collectively learned that we have to be mindful of what we spend our money on. We're just out here swiping that debit card, because most of us know we're not dealing with cash. We're dealing with that little plastic, and we're swiping. So we learn to be more mindful of what we're spending. Also, on average, we saved anywhere from $20 to $80 per week from not spending on unnecessary stuff.
And you know, Darlene, that is really major, because you think about, even if it's just, let's go halfway, $50 a week, that's $200 a month. And if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and you compound that, even if the interest ain't high, over 15, 20 years, this lesson has just put, for some people, 100 grand, 200 grand, 50, 70 grand back in our pocket. And all we did was help you shift your money from your left pocket to put back into your right pocket and not put into someone else. So even though it sounds like a small number if you're looking at it, but if you compound that every single week, 52 weeks, and that's what you say, that's a lot of money.
Absolutely. And that is money that can go where? Back into your savings, either your rainy day fund or your retirement, because guess what? Rita and I often talk about this, and we'll get into it more a little later. We say you need to have an emergency fund. Well, we have an emergency right now, but also another thing that some of our business owners that were involved in the challenge, and you can still work a job and have a side business making more money, and they realized that they were spending too much money, wasting money on excess ordering. We have one of our challengers who is phenomenal. She is really excelling in the Rita, what's the name of the
paparazzi?
Thank you. I'm like, I didn't want to call it the $5 paparazzi jewelry. She is excelling. She's in the top of the company, and she realized, you know what? I'm spending way more money than I need to on my jewelry supplies, on my business supplies, when I can just let that inventory make money, turn over, and then buy some more. Also, I learned this, we need to cook more. That goes back to number one, spending too much money eating out.
Yeah.
So we learned to cook.
I don't know, Darlene. This one was a good one for me, but now Bernard is so used to me cooking. He talking about you cooking. I'm like, no, you cooking. Like, he done got spoiled over here. I don't know what this challenge has done. My husband want a meal all the time.
All the time. But you know what? And getting to the cooking thing, this just takes me back. And I had said this in the challenge. When I was young, I can remember that we only ate out on Friday.
On paydays.
Yeah.
On Paris payday.
Once a week. It was either Friday or Saturday, but you weren't getting 2 days. So somewhere along the line, we got off of preparing home cooked meals for our family. And so this just brought us back to that. And it was just like, okay, I know my daughter is home from college and definitely enjoying it. Also, we recognize the need to get our savings back on track. We were putting it off for this. I have to do that, sacrificing it for this. So when we weren't able to spend unnecessarily, we were able to realize, okay, I could have been putting this amount of money in my savings. So just trying to get that savings back on track. And the best part, all of this was great, but guess what? We also met some other like-minded people. It's nothing like trying to hit a goal and you have support. Yeah. That was the biggest thing with this group. Wouldn't you agree, Rita? That
absolutely, just checking in and seeing, since somebody may have had a good day and you were struggling, and just seeing their testimonial that they made it, or that they, went to the Starbucks door and they backed away. It was encouraging to know that you could do this, and that it was other people who was resisting, who was not spending, and that you could do it too, that you were not alone.
Yes, that meant everything, because I was on the edge a few days, and they were like, come on, darling, you can do it. Leave Dunkin' Donuts. And I didn't need to be at Dunkin' Donuts anyway, but that's a whole nother challenge. And it was just so much more. Guess what? We had a little help from this COVID-19, the pandemic, which sort of forced us in. So we're going to do it again in the fall when we're free and we have our free will to do this again. So please mark your calendars. We'll keep you informed. So we're going to try this 30-day challenge again. It's like a cleansing. Wouldn't you say, Rita?
Absolutely. Getting rid of all of them unnecessary and bad habits.
Yes, absolutely. So now we have a new reality, right, Rita? This COVID.
Yes, and it's COVID-19, you guys. And as all of us have known, our whole entire world, our way of living, everything has just shifted within 30 days, where you was out free. Now you in your house, where you doing your business, everything online, you going to the gym online. Everything about who we were a month ago has truly, truly changed our finances. So we wanted to do is just to come to you today to talk to you about some of the changes. And what we're going to do first is get our accountant on the line. I'm going to tell you, I met Michael in 2004 or 5, probably 5, and I was doing some work at Crossland High School, my alma mater, and we was doing some retirement planning, and Michael was one of the men that I met there. He became a client. I met his wife. I went and checked out their accounting practice. They became my accountants, and they're really good people. But what I like more about them, they're just not tax account who take your numbers, key it in. These two people are strategists, and they're like us. So we're strategizing, trying to find the best way for you. They're finding the best way for us to pay the least amount of taxes as possible, which means that they're in line with Learn Hand. Judge Learn Hand said it's not our patriotic duty to pay more taxes than we have to. And these people, that's their job. Their job is to find a way legally. They do stuff right, but they know what they're doing. So when you're doing your taxes, you don't want somebody who's just gonna tax whatever those H&R Block tell you, yeah, check yes to this. They're not thinking about your whole world. So I have been in love with them for 15 years. They are great people. And whenever we want to talk about tax, they're always available. Me and Dolly, we could be a little last minute, but they always ready to help us out. So always coming to our rescue about 10:30 last night. And so, Michael, we want you to talk to the people about this stimulus package. People are a little confused about what they're going to get, if they're going to get anything, what's really going on. Because, they talk about it, but when you go click the button, it's 25 pages and you're trying to understand it all. So can you bring it to a simple way for us to get it? And then a little bit about your practice and maybe how you can help them as well.
Okay, good. Good morning, everybody. First, I guess I'd like to say thank you for having me on the program. Certainly, I enjoyed this morning the energy that Darlene had displayed. This is just awesome. I also would like to say probably my first time meeting Rita was at a church back in 1995 or 96. Yes. And, Rita, along with a team that she was a part of, came and did a presentation to our assembly. And, so I didn't really know her, but I met her then. And then lo and behold, years later, like she said, we met at Crossing High School, and we've kind of been good friends ever since. So I appreciate that about her. I appreciate her knowledge of her industry.
Did Mike just go frozen on us?
I think he did.
Michael, come back. He was just about to say something good about me. Oh, I'm sorry, about the taxes.
He's gonna come back. This information that he is going to share, and Rita, maybe we should just, I'm sorry.
Bring on Mercedes. Let me see if I can bring on Mercedes to make her.
I will
make her a host. Excuse me, you guys might seem to be frozen, but we're gonna bring on his wife to see if we can get her to come on that side.
Mercedes, can you speak?
Unmute yourself, Mercedes. And if we need to, we'll come back. If we can't get them on, Mike seemed like he dropped. We'll keep going, and when he gets back on, you guys, we'll come back. So Jenkins, let's just keep going, and we'll come back, you guys. Trust me, we will have them.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about some other thing.
So so just keeping going.
And so, we think about this COVID-19, some things have changed. We said our world has changed, and socially, some things have changed. And one of the biggest things is, y'all, we really learned how to wash our hands. And I know I had a lot of people who was offended talking about, I know how to wash my hands. And Mercedes, we're gonna come back to you after this one. They talk about they know how to wash their hands, but how many times have you been with somebody, even yourself, you wasn't sitting there washing your hands for no 20 seconds? Now, are we doing it now? Absolutely. Maybe some days we did it, but we did not do this every time we went to the bathroom, we washed our hands for 20 seconds. So even though it was an old rule, it was an old rule that needed to be implemented again. Two, they say social distancing, but I heard a pastor say, we're not social distancing, we're physically distant, because me and Darlene, we're still very social. We're still talking on the phone, we're FaceTiming, we're doing all of this stuff, and we're talking to you. So we're still social, we're just not physical. And so remember this little slide here saying you too close, so you need to back up. And that could be our way of living for a while, which I don't know about that, but we're going to keep praying that God is going to reveal some more stuff to us to that. Now we got some stay-at-home orders, because now we trapped inside. And so we used to be able to go freely. Now you go out, you got a ticket, a fine, and maybe you could go to jail. So maybe staying home is a good idea, because we do not have any get out of free jail money, okay? Technology is taking over more than I like. Everything is technology, and that's a little scary for me. That's just my opinion. Everything is technology, but that's just how we are. And greater appreciation for outdoors and flexibility. Some of us ain't want to go outside. We want to just jump in our car and drive everywhere. Now that you can't drive and you can't really go too far outside, you really enjoying this sunlight. So I say go outside, get your sunlight. You need to get some real sunlight, get some air, just walk into the corner. If you got a balcony, you got a deck, you got a front porch, when the sun come out in the middle of the day, go outside for 15, 20 minutes. You need that oxygen, you need that sunlight for our health. That's what the word says, that in Genesis. We need air and we need sunlight. Entertainment, family visitation, workouts, like I just said, they're all virtual meeting. So it's like my mom and them are 80 years old and they don't want nobody over there. And I get it, but it's like I can't go see my parents. And my mother's like, I don't know how to do nothing online. So I have not seen her. I can only talk to her. And for some people, that's very depressing. And there's a shortage of, look, we can't even find, people can't find no water. My cousin called me every day, said I got any paper towel, toilet paper, pamper. We went berserk and we cleaned the shelves out. Look at that. Like, it's nothing left on the shelf because we got nervous. And then just so much more that this has impacted people, Darlene, because of this COVID-19. And I know for some people it could be a little stressful. And I don't know about y'all, but I have so much stuff to do at home. I feel like I want to go somewhere just to give myself a break. It's like it's one project after the other. And I think it's a good time to re-engage, your thinking. Like God gave us some projects. He gave us some gifts. He gave us some inventions. He gave us a business. He gave us a book. He gave us something in your belly that you have not birthed. It is now time to bring all that stuff because you got some time on your hand. Become creative. Let your business that you had in mind that you haven't started, put your plan together, because if you maintain your mentalness and stay healthy, this too will pass, and then you can bring all of this stuff that you've been working on for these next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then if you're in Virginia to the end of June, you're gonna have time to bring it to fruition. So, and it's also changing our lives financially. And as we get to that, we're looking at the impact of this COVID on us financially, and that many people have lost their jobs. And if you have not, you should count your blessings, because there's hundreds of thousands of people in the unemployment line because one day they had a job and the next day they don't have a job. Business owners are out of business. Like this was going to be their best year for us. It's a challenge for us as well. But some people don't have a job at all, and their business is gone because they fix hair, or they have a restaurant, or they had a little small mom and pop store. All of that is shut down. So, and if you still have your job, be mindful that you may have to help out your family and friends. And if we cannot be selfish, that could be our reality real soon, that we're gonna have to come together like it should and support each other. As we just said, unemployment is at an unprecedented all-time high. And taxes are on a 90-day extension to file and pay. And so when Mercedes and Mike come back on, they're going to talk about that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really afraid, Darlene, if we wait to the last minute, your tax refund is going to take a long time. So if you are in a position to file, I will go ahead and file and not take advantage of that in 90 days, because you're going to want to get your money sooner, because after this stimulus money go out, I don't know, that other money may be a little slow coming.
Coming in. And Rita, that is, I just, yesterday, they were talking about just that. Number one, with the stimulus checks going out, if they don't have your information already at the Internal Revenue Service, meaning you have received a refund in the past, and so you said you wanted it direct deposited, or if you thought you were going to be receiving a refund before it was absconded by the Internal Revenue Service, and you had provided your bank information on your return, then they have it. But if they don't have your banking information, that's going to be a delay. And then add on top of that the returns, because most people are like, whew, I know I'm going to owe, or I'm going to wait to get that money towards the end of the summer when I need it. It's going to get caught up, because the primary focus right now is getting these stimulus checks out. And for those of you who may have people who have never filed a return, people on Social Security, so theirs is going to be deposited. But for people who were never required to file a Social Security return, not a Social Security, I apologize, a tax return, they were saying that you should still file it so that they can have your bank information, because otherwise they're trying to build the network right now, which that isn't even going to start till towards the end of the month, a network where you can then go and put in your banking information so that they can then send you your check.
So Mercedes, I'm sorry, Mercedes, she took over what you was supposed to say.
No, Mercedes has a lot more to say because she is the expert. I just heard that and I was like, oh my great.
So the other thing is, you guys, is the interest rate and the savings on your money market are dropping. Well, it was already at an all-time low, but now it's at an all-time low. So just know that you're not earning much, and that, I don't know, y'all, this whole money system. Let me just go keep some things to myself right now.
I have to call.
Okay. I think Mercedes not on mute. Now, you know, the stock market is taking a long roller coaster ride. Like, you know, one day you breathing, the next day you not breathing, then you breathing, then the next day you not breathing because this ride is real. And retirement accounts are dropping with that coaster ride. So you just need to pay attention. Now the client's calling me and, you know, they say that it's going to come back up. Should I wait? And it's a personal, you know, decision, but you got to determine what are you willing to lose. And if you don't like the roller coaster ride, everybody is individual, as Darlene said before. So your brother, your sister, your coworker, your boss, they may not have the same risk tolerance or the same needs that you have. So you can't really compare. You got to look at this thing as an individual thing. So insurance premiums are lapsing. Some people don't have money. There are some companies out here that are giving you 90-day breaks. Make sure you call your charge card, call everybody to make sure. And some of y'all don't even have life insurance. So you need to call us or somebody, because remember, GoFundMe is not an insurance policy. And with people not working, them GoFundMe accounts are not gonna grow no more because people not giving money that they don't have. So make sure you take care of yourself. Check your beneficiaries, your home. Make sure the people names that are on your policies are the names that you had intended. Maybe it's a mother or father who's deceased. Maybe it's an ex-husband or ex-wife. Maybe it's somebody who you decided you don't want them to have anymore, but you haven't looked at it in 10, 15, 20 years. Make sure you do a review and call us so that we can help you with that as well. Check your credit score. Maybe because you're not paying your bills on time now because you've lost your income, that's going to take a dive. And be careful. Cyber crooks are real. Darlene has had some experience with that this week. They are on the prowl to take your money. So pay attention. Put a freeze on your account. I have a freeze on my credit that nothing moves unless I unfreeze it. You better go do something within the next hour because it's going back on frozen in a minute. And then is your estate plan in order? So there's so much you have time to do. So turn off the TV. Turn off YouTube, stop watching all the sad news, and put your financial house in order. And if you need help with that, as Darlene said, we are a mouse click away or a phone call, and our phones are still being answered. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to Mercedes.
Yeah, let's go back. And I'm going to go back and put up their information so that you can have it. So Mercedes, I'm unmuting you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Joining us, Michael and Mercedes. There is that baritone voice. We can't see your face, but we can see. This is social distancing. Apart, we can't see you, but we know you're here with us. Go ahead, Michael.
Okay, you know, listen, I don't know what's going on with this technology. My computer just like stopped, so I got Mercedes' cell phone, so I'm on the call. Can you all see me?
No, we cannot see you, but we can hear you.
Hear me?
So
okay,
our
so
ears are inclined to listen.
All right, thank you. And people, I apologize for my technology issues. I'm trying to get my computer back up. So in the meantime, you all can hear me, as Darlene said. Mercedes, can you get my computer up? I don't know where the computer cut off, but we was talking about the two components. The stimulus package really is a large package. All right, the legislation is called CARES. If you want to go and research the complete legislation, but two portions of that legislation deals with one, the American taxpayer, and two, the small businesses that are in the country. So what Congress has really tried to do is try to offset the shutdown with stimulus to, one, the individuals, and two, the businesses. And so that's what our company, Markels Accounting, have been focusing on, trying to get a thorough understanding of the various stimulus and how is it going to affect our individual clients, our individual taxpayers, and two, the business community. So for the most part, people who have filed the tax return in the United States should be eligible for the some portion of this stimulus. Now they're saying that a $1,200 per individual check will go out in about a week and a half to the American individual taxpayers. That $1,200 check, you know, I'll always say anything in reference to accounting, it always, you know, is not simple as yes or no. It always, my answer is it always depends. So if your income is less than $75,000, each individual should get a $1,200 stimulus check. Okay. If your income is more than $7,500, you're going to begin to $75,000. You're going to get, you know, a portion of that $1,200. So in the event that you have a husband and a wife that both make $75,000, then that couple who filed a joint return should expect a $2,400 check, whether it's being directly deposited into their account or it's coming into the mail. Some people have asked, well, Mike, you know, I haven't filed my 2019 tax returns. Am I still going to get a portion of this? Am I still going to get a check? And the answer is yes, because, hey, Mercedes.
Hey.
I want y'all to know that's my beautiful wife, Mercedes, trying to get my technology back up on the back end.
It's up.
Okay, thank you. And additionally, if a family, each individual have a dependent that is on their tax return, each dependent also will get $500. So that couple, that taxpayer will get $500 for their dependent. Now, these funds, so let's say you have a family of four that the husband and wife make $150,000 a year. So in that case, you would get $1,200 per adult plus $500 per child. So you're talking $3,400 for the entire family. Those funds are not going to be considered taxable income, which means when you file your tax return next year, you shouldn't have a tax liability because this is a part of the stimulus. Okay, this whole bill is funded by the Treasury Department, which is the Treasury is the head of the IRS. So thereby, you know, they have all of the information of the individuals who normally file their taxes. Okay, so another question people have asked is, you know, how do the IRS know where to send my money? Hey, if you filed a tax return and you got a refund in the past, you know, they know where to send your money. If they don't have your bank account information, they're gonna send you a check to the address where you've last filed your tax return. So we hope that people addresses as well as their banking account information have been updated or kept updated, because that's normally where the IRS is going to send you money. So somebody else say, well, Mike, you know, I make more than $75,000. I make, you know, upward $100,000. So there's going to be what's called a phase out, and the phase out says that from $75,000 to $99,000, the IRS is going to begin to phase out that money. So for every $100 that you make, you're going to get every $100 that you make over the every $100 that you make. Thank you, huh? Every $100 that you make over that $75, the IRS is going to subtract $5 off that stimulus. Okay, so that's the phase out.
Mike, I think you need to turn off your phone.
And then you won't have the echo.
Wait, say it again.
Cut your phone, get off of the cell phone, and I'm going to unmute you, and then you'll be talking through the computer. Unmute your microphone.
We good?
Yep, yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
Thank you. See, this is about, you know, I'm no good without other people. I don't know about y'all, but I can't make it without myself. I can't make it without other people. You know, all of this quarantine, look, Darlene and Rita would tell you I'm a very social person, so you know, I'm not used to being quarantined. And just so that you'll know, with this shutdown, we're in Virginia. So Virginia have classified businesses, whether they are essential and non-essential. So fortunately, we fall into the realm of essential business, so we conducting business as usual. And I think that if people are not essential, who have shut down, if you have a business, you need to find a way to be classified as essential so that you can keep the party moving.
We are essential, you guys. So if you need us, financial services are
financial
essential,
services
so
are essential. Yes. So that's basically how the program is going to, how the stimulus, the CARES Act legislation is going to work for individuals. Now, we also have a lot of clients who are business owners. So another portion of this stimulus deals directly to the business owners. And what the legislation really has done is allowed the Small Business Administration to act as a regulator or a distributor of the resources available to small businesses. So even though the funds are backed by the Treasury, the Small Business Administration is acting like a administrator of these funds. And how that portion work, I don't know if you all really wanted me to go into that, but there are funds available for businesses to continue to operate with the goal of not laying off their employees. So the government wants businesses to continue to operate or continue to pay their employees or pay their expenses, even though they might be shut down. So they have come up with set aside, I think it's $360 billion or $1 million, so that businesses, small businesses, and when they classify small businesses as one, how much revenue they make, and two, if they have less than 500 employees. So businesses that have less than 500 employees are able to apply for grants and loans. And those grants and loans are really structured around your monthly expenses or your monthly rent payment or your amount that you pay in monthly employee salaries. So they have a formula that can determine how much loan you can really apply for. Now, the sweet thing is, if you're applying for a loan that's less than $25,000, then theoretically these loans are unsecure. It's just a matter of submitting paperwork to justify that you need to borrow $25,000. A portion of that, the government is saying that once you submit your application, you can apply for a payroll protection program grant, which will give you $10,000. Hey, sir, we'll be right with you. That will give you up to $10,000 in a grant form that don't have to be paid back. What we're trying to always encourage people is that these funds, as long as they're used for what you apply for the loan for example, if you are applying for a loan from the government to pay your employees or to keep your employees paid, then as long as you use those funds for that purpose, then you won't be required to repay them. If you use those funds for some other reason and don't use them for some other reason, then these loans are going to be at a 3.75% interest rate for businesses, or 2.75% interest rate for nonprofit businesses. The length of the loans are like 30-year loans. It's a whole formula, but and not to really take up too much time of the webinar. But so you understand that this portion of the stimulus package is broken down into parts where it will benefit the individual as well as any business. And finally, I'm gonna try to, and I'll take any questions that you all have, but we getting a lot of questions that people are saying, well, how long does the business have to be in operation? You know, did they have to have a certain amount of income? Did they have to have a certain amount of employee expenses? And the question to all of that is, it depends. So, for example, you can have a business as you could have started a business as early as or as late as January of 2020 and still qualify for some of these loans. So it's really a lot of variables that are involved in reference to qualifying for these, getting this money from, whether it's in a grant or a loan. And we encourage you all to, really assess the needs that you have. And if you have any questions, certainly reach out to us. And we want to be a resource to the community to help facilitate the knowledge that, it will help you determine if it's something that you really need.
And Mike, thank you for that. And what I was thinking about while you was talking about us maybe having a business round table talk where we can come back for business owners, but one of our Facebook listeners is an IRS employee, and she also put up there that maybe we can put on our page later, because she's on Facebook and not on Zoom, but she said it's a website for the CARE Act. And even though it's there and you can go to it, what I realize sometimes, Wanda, thank you so much for sharing it, but people don't always understand it. So sometimes we need somebody like Michael or you who can break it down where the listener can understand it, almost like the Bible. We need our pastor to break it down. We need people to dissect that word for us. So we're going to put that on our website. So thank you very much. And Michael, maybe you can come back and just talk about the business, because we are a business. So I'm going to be calling you and Mercedes, because Darlene looked into this for us, because as a small business, I want to make sure that my staff can continue to get paid. And, the landlord is being really nice, and but he's sending us more information about this care package that I get.
Listen, I'm telling you.
The landlord has sent more information about this CARE Act than anybody, because they like, we need our rent money. So look, go get your stimulus.
Yeah. And our landlord too. He sent so many emails, and he even sent a list to all of his tenants and saying, hey, Mike can help you. Mike in the accounting office, he's asking me to help his tenant because he want his rent. And I don't blame him, you know what I mean?
Everybody need their money, I truly do understand. So thank you, Mike. If anybody don't have any questions, he'll be around. You can send us the question later and we can get to it. And Mike, if you and Mercedes is open, and you guys maybe can come back in another week or two where we can just spend more time on just breaking this down, because I don't think they started sending the checks out, but people still are confused and they're not really sure. And maybe some people who was not on this call will get on next. And Wanda, if you are available and if you want to join, if you can, that would be great for us, because we want to make sure we get people accurate information. Because guess what? I'm a CPA, but I'm not the one that you want doing your taxes, okay? I want the CPA. I don't even do my own taxes, so you don't want me. So thank you very much, Mike. And we're going to go on because we know we've gone over time. And just because, so Jenkins, you can keep going. We'll get back with everybody. Any questions?
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wanda.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll make sure.
Good. Look, you right in line with me and Darlene. We keep a technical difficulty.
Difficulty, Mike. So it's par for the course. This is what living.
Mute him though, Jenkins. Mute Michael, because he got all his phones.
Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to just get back to where we were when Rita was just speaking about the way that this COVID-19, this pandemic, has been affecting our financial house. And it's just really a call to get our financial house in order. One of the things that Rita touched on that, part of this stimulus bill also is that they are allowing people to take hardship loans from their retirement accounts. So I just want to touch a little bit on that, because as you are contemplating taking money out of your retirement account, this is what's going on with your money in the stock market. As Rita said, it's a roller coaster ride. And are you enjoying the roller coaster ride? Now, I know some of you may be saying, oh, well, this happened before. And we often mention in our workshops that amnesia and euphoria is a Molotov cocktail for our finances. And you may be saying, Darlene, what are you talking about? When I say amnesia, we often would go back to, remember 2008. Remember when you lost money in the stock market ride when it crashed in 2008. But then it started going back up, tick, 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 going up, going up. And now we're happy. So that euphoria made us forget all about what happened in 2008. And now we're back down on the downslope of the roller coaster again. And so as the operator of the stock market roller coaster asks, you want to go again? And we're saying all of that because now more than ever in 2008, you may have been in your mid 50s, early 50s. Now in 2020, you're at the door of retirement and you just took a 23% loss. So there are ways to protect your savings, shield your savings from further stock market loss so that they can continue to grow so you don't have to keep getting blown up by your own Molotov cocktail, amnesia and euphoria. And guess what, you all, when you're taking this ride, what is it producing, Rita?
Unwanted stress and worry.
Stress and worry. Because you're looking at that like today, don't look. Don't look today. The unemployment numbers are through the roof. They're not even reflecting what the true unemployment number is. It's around 10 to 13%, but we're having such massive job losses that it can't keep up. So every time we get something, it goes down. Then we hear something else, oh, it'll go up, but then it plunges right back down. This is the worst rebel yell ride I have ever been on. So as we said, it creates this unwanted stress and just anxiety. And Rita, what does stress and anxiety do to us?
You know, as a life coach, I do a lot of work with helping people with their emotional state. So sometimes you guys know me as a financial advisor or, you know, helping you strategize, but I'm also a certified life coach. And the thing that I learned the most that had an impact on my body, and I realized of years of carrying negative emotion, it impacted my bones, it impacted how I looked. And so research has demonstrated just 6 minutes of a negative emotion can suppress your immune system for 21 hours. So if you at home worrying about the market, or you just worrying about the fact that you got to stay in the house, or you worrying about the fact that you didn't get 12 cases of toilet paper and you only got 2, and you're worrying about you don't have enough water. Well, you know, if you go old school, like my grandparents lived in the country, we wasn't buying no water. We would boil it on the stove, put it in the refrigerator, and you got some water. So worry is going to impact your immune system. And if we're dealing with a virus that impacts the immune system, it's very important that you take care of your immune. And so if you think about it, 6 minutes is equivalent to 21 hours. So 1 hour is equivalent to 8.7 days of a suppressed immune system. So if you worried or stressed or angry, unforgiveness, sad, bitter, any of that for 1 hour, you have suppressed your immune system for 8.75. If you've been tripping for a week because you've been in the house for a week, you just suppressed your immune system for 4 years. 2 weeks quarantine that they first said we had, which we know now is even longer, is 8 years. 1 month is what they're saying for Maryland. We in until the end of April. That's 16 years of you in the house stress and worrying about the market, you watching the news all day, every time you click on the internet, every time you click on YouTube, every time you click on the news, every time you just open up any of your browsers, whether it's MSN, Yahoo, whoever, Google, they're talking about this coronavirus, how many people have died, the hospital's running out of this. That is enough to keep you in a state of emotional wreck. I say leave it alone, continue to pray. continue to not worry. Because if you're trying to protect your immune system, you need to do the things that are opposite. You need to think of things that are joy, things that are lovely, things that have a good rapport. Me and Darlene, we laugh so much. Sometimes we don't know what we're laughing at. You better find a way to laugh. You better find something on YouTube or Netflix. You better talk to your family and have laughing moments. Just tell somebody, just start laughing. Me and my husband, we just look at each other, we just smile, we just bust out laughing. Why? Because laughing is good for your soul. So you don't want to suppress your immune system, because worry is killing people more than the virus, because the worry impacts your immune, and anything that impacts illnesses lie in the immune system. So make sure you take care of your healthiness. What I told my staff the day that I made a decision that we were no longer going to be in this office, I said, at the end of the day, y'all, we may lose houses, cars, lose office space, but if we can maintain our mind and stay healthy, we can regain everything else material that we lost. Even a business can get back again. You can find another job. Will it not be easy? Absolutely. But maintaining your mental in all of this is everything, because in the end, as a believer, God gets the victory and we gonna win. So trust the fact that you're gonna win. Stay healthy, we will win.
Yes, we will. And I just want to say this little, it's not a joke, but a lot of you may be in the house with your children, and children really do say the darndest things as we're trying to alleviate and bring moments of levity to us being in the house. So my cousins, they have two small children. One is baking in the oven and is due on April the 10th. So their little son that is 3 years old, he is always into everything. He doesn't get quiet and get in trouble. He's loud. You know he's doing something he has no business to do. So her husband was, chastising him and saying, sit down, go somewhere and sit down. Stop doing this, go somewhere. And he just looked at him and was like, go where, Dad? Where do you want me to go? And he said, just in that moment, he was like, what am I supposed to do with this boy? So it just made everybody in the house laugh. So I just said that to say, look at your children from the outside, not as their parents, and just if I was somebody else looking at this, would I laugh? Because you would give you can laugh at your children. I laugh at my daughter all the time. So that's just another way to try to alleviate that stress so we can stop aging ourselves. Right, Rita?
Absolutely.
So, of course, we thank you all for hanging in here with us. We know we went over, but these are, as they always say, unprecedented times. So we appreciate you. We wanted to bring you the most up-to-date information. That's our job and our mission here at Affordable Benefit Solutions. And we are a full-service financial solutions firm. We help you with all aspects of your life, especially now if you have the privilege and the opportunity that you are still working because you are employed by the government or municipality or firm that's just not being effective right now. This is the time for you to really start looking at, okay, how can I make sure I get my financial house in order, as Rita mentioned previously, so that I'm not affected by the next crisis? Because remember last year, my federal workers, when the government shut down and you were the ones not getting a paycheck. Now the shoe is on the other foot. So start planning so we can help you with that. Help you with planning for your retirement, tax-free retirement, how to be your own banker, what to do with your money, how to shield and protect your pools of money so it doesn't keep going on a roller coaster ride and having your stress go on a roller coaster ride. Also, estate planning. I'm not trying to be morbid, but every day when I do get the snippet of the news so I can see what's going on, these are real deaths that are happening. So what is going on with your estate planning? Do you have a will? How are your assets going to get transferred to your beneficiaries? Do you have a living trust? That's the most efficient way. I mean, these people in our area, here in our area, are getting this virus. Someone could be near you, and I'm not trying to scare you, but so many people are asymptomatic and infecting others. So proper estate planning is crucial now. Insurance services. We do that here. We expand the gamut. Life insurance. Something happens to you right now from this virus or pre-existing condition you have. Will your family experience not only the emotional toll of losing you, but also the financial burden of losing you? So we're here for your life insurance, your disability income. You may get sick or hurt. You have a job and you need to take off and you don't have any leave. Your bill collectors are still going to want their money. That's where the disability comes in, your paycheck protection. Long-term care. You may be retired and you still get sick and now all of your money is depleted. Long-term care is crucial, especially if you're in the aging population. Now is the time to get it. Reach out to us. Also, cancer policies. Critical care policies. We do all of your insurance services. Credit and debt elimination. You may have been procrastinating and, oh, I'm gonna work on it. Now you may not have the opportunity and it's gonna get worse. Why can't you work on it? Because you don't have the funds to pay your bills. So reach out to your Financial Fair Friday team, to Affordable Benefit Solutions, and we can help you with this. The young lady who was giving us the information online, Ms. Wanda Killingsworth, the former president of Federally Employed Women, FEW, we were scheduled to go to speak at their national training conference to go over this very information. Now that's up in the air. So we definitely appreciate organizations such as FEW, Federally Employed Women, BIG, Blacks in Government. These are also resources to go to try, and we are affiliated with them. We do their training because we are a full service financial solutions. We provide you with the solutions that you have to your financial needs. So please contact us today so that we can map out a strategy to help you reach your financial destination. And you can reach us at yourabsolutionsinc.com. That's our website. Or you can email us at FFF, that stands for Financial Fair Friday, you all, but FFF at yourabsolutionsinc.com. Of course, call us in the office. We are still here, ready, able, and willing to assist you. You can reach us at 301-577-6340. We are your Financial Fair Friday team. We appreciate you staying here with us. And if anyone has any questions, I know I saw some chats coming in Facebook. If you have questions, I'm looking at my phone like the Facebook people. But I know.
Just unshare the screen, Jenkins. Unshare the screen.
Okay.
So we can thank Mike. So yes, so we wanted to just make sure we thank Michael again. If you guys have any questions, if you don't have any now, you have some later, just make sure you leave it in the chat box or call us or go on our Facebook page, wherever you need to find us on our website. Just reach out. We thank you again for taking time today. I know some of you guys at home because you're working from home, so you may got a little bit more time than you normally do.
Yeah, so we appreciate you joining us.
Yes, so we thank you so very much. Yes, and so we appreciate you. You guys have a great weekend. If nobody has questions, Michael, Mercedes, thank you so much for coming in and supporting us, and hopefully you'll be back again.
Thank you for having us, and we appreciate you, team.
Want to put this out there. Someone did ask, well, where are they located? They're located in Woodbridge, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And however, don't let the distance deter you, because they are a mouse click and a phone call away. We're doing things virtually, so they can virtually reach out and help you. So please feel free. We had their information up on the screen. You can contact us if you didn't get it, and we will give it to you. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy your Friday. Get out, get some of that vitamin D. It's outside. It's out.
Yes.
The sun is out. Get yourself some vitamin D today.
Absolutely. It's free, y'all. That's one thing we ain't got to pay for. That's on our challenge. We get some free vitamin D. Yes, and then come home and get you an orange, or you can get you some vitamin C. Merge them together.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of the day and enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you next time on the broadcast. And when you come, bring 1, 2, 3. Bring everybody with you, because we're putting down what you need to pick up. Talk to you all later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.